Coming to you live from my apartment. It's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who will not charade my high school mascot because it's culturally insensitive. I am Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to coverage of Big Brother 19. And here we go. It's ladies' night. We're talking about the 8 women that are competing in Big Brother 19 as night 1 of our 2-night preview of this brand new cast. Tomorrow night, we'll talk about the bros and the 8 men that will be competing. I'll be joined by Taryn and Alex on Tuesday night. And let's talk to the panel here tonight that we will go through all 8 female competitors from this season, of course, that he is back in form. He's ready to go. Ready to fall in love and yes, queen 8 times tonight. Brent, how are you?
I'm doing great, Rob. I start every interview with this question. Would you rather me and Melissa do the girls, or would you rather Alex and Taryn? I don't know. It's just, it's lost. Yeah.
Okay, well, Big Jeff was in action today, as Brent is alluding to, and excited to talk about that. Brent, I really am starting to change my opinion on this. You know, it's like the thing everybody always makes fun of, Big Jeff's famous question of, would you rather be the winner of the game and be hated by America, or would you rather lose the game but be loved by America? And we say, come on, who would rather be loved by America? But Brent, after Big Brother OTT, couldn't we say that maybe, having America hate you isn't all it's cracked up to be?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I also think it's possible definitely to win the game and be loved by America, as Morgan Willett proved. So,
yes. But I think that maybe there might have been a point like on the graph where like the currency has deflated so much and America and social media has gotten so mean. We might be at the point where you might be better off to lose the game and be loved by America. Like there might be more opportunity after that.
Yeah, unless you can definitely guarantee that you're going to win the game, and I'm not even sure if it's worth it then.
Yeah. All right. Well, joining us for our first Big Brother proper cast preview also tonight is Melissa Deni. Melissa, how are you?
I am so excited. I have been living, eating, breathing, sleeping Big Brother this whole day. Even last night after the pictures were leaked early, I was trying to find out all the information I could. So I am very excited to be here talking about my first proper season of Big Brother.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to get into this. And this seems like a really fun group. I did a podcast with Alex Kidwell this morning where we talked through our very quick first impressions of this cast. We went through the names, a little bit of no returning players. It's an older cast. Seems like a fun group. Brent, did you have any big picture reactions to this cast?
My big picture reaction was, and I don't know if anybody, Rob's fact checker can get on this, but it seems like the median age of these house guests is a bit higher than normal. It seems like there's people with more life experiences in the house, and I just think that's going to lead to some better gameplay. The one thing that I was cautious of watching Big Jeff, he kept talking about relationships. What are they putting? I'm getting the team feeling that we might be in teams for a little bit. I don't know. Like, are you gonna have to make a relationship with somebody every week, and then you're up for a big? I don't know. But I was nervous when he kept bringing that up and none of the house guests seemed to get onto it.
Yes, I was so annoyed. That was like his standard thing was like, well, Big Brother tends to now skew towards relationships. And at first I thought he meant like, oh, like the inner workings of the house and like how you relate to other people. But then he's like, so are you going to get in a showmance? And I was just like, no, stop. You're making people think that that's what you have to do. And you don't have to. I don't want them to do that.
Yeah, he always does ask about the showmance. I did feel like that he went out of his way this year in particular to not ask people if they were going to be single and ready to mingle, including that, it was somebody actually said it.
All right, good. You said it, not me.
So
that laugh.
And
I was
that
following
that was Alex.
Alex Kidwell on Snapchat, and he was like, obviously somebody got to Big Jeff because he just will not say it. And you know he wants to say it. Like, he's literally like, so are you single and you want to meet somebody or what?
So if I was to go onto your Facebook page, what would your profile say? Would it say single or committed? You know, he was sort of like dancing around the question. He didn't want to quite say it. But, you know, that I have so much fun with the Big Jeff interviews that I hope he never stops doing it. He does. We get so much enjoyment out of what, like, like, would you rather? And he has some outrageous questions today.
Right? Yeah, the mosquito question.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, yes, you're finally asking the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, Jeff asked perhaps the most absurd question that I've ever heard in my entire life. I believe this was with Josh this morning. He asked this question.
Would you rather fight a giant mosquito one time and get your ass whipped by it? Or would you like the relationship that you have and never get bit again? Or do you like the relationship that you have with mosquitoes right now?
Brent, there he goes with relationship.
I even talked about relationships.
All right, what is your relationship with mosquitoes? Are you gonna have a showmance with the mosquitoes? Are you gonna mingle with mosquitoes?
It felt like Jeff Probst on Survivor when he's literally trying to shoehorn no collar, blue collar, white collar into every sentence that he utters on the show. That's what it felt like watching Big Jeff.
Wait, hold on. Can we just listen to this question again? Because I don't think we've done justice to
the
how
absurdity of it.
This question is.
Would you rather fight a giant mosquito one time and get your ass whipped by it? Or would you like the relationship that you have and never get bit again? Or do you like the relationship that you have with mosquitoes right now?
Listen, who would rather... Who has it so bad with mosquitoes?
Yeah.
They would rather
to fight one.
I think I'd rather just get my ass kicked by one giant mosquito and then be done with it. I think mosquitoes are such a problem. Yeah. I would rather be physically attacked and have my ass beat by a giant mosquito.
Like, mosquitoes don't really affect my life that much on the day-to-day that, like, I would prefer to fight one.
Yeah. Did you hear that? It wasn't even an either-or question. It was like, would you rather do this, or would you rather do this, or would you rather? Like, there was like a multiple choice thing going on there.
It was so ridiculous.
Would you rather fight a giant mosquito one time and get your ass whipped by it? Or would you like the relationship that you have and never get bit again? Or do you like the relationship that you have with mosquitoes right now?
3 things.
It's like, I don't know.
Oh, that was great. That was great. And then I mentioned at the top of the show, Jeff he was leaning on this question a lot today.
So do you think you could do me a favor? Whatever your high school mascot was, why don't you act it out and see if I could guess it?
What is this?
Why?
So effing random. I couldn't even tell you what my high school mascot was.
You don't remember your high school mascot?
Well, I moved around. So, you know, my dad was a preacher. We lived in a new town every year. Yeah.
Jeff, actually, my high school mascot was the mosquitoes. And frankly, I'm triggered by all your questions. The mascot actually kicked my ass. The giant mosquito beat the crap out of me in high school. So really, this is a very upsetting question all around. All right, we have a lot to get to from everything we've learned about these players talking with Jeff. We've got bios, we've got photos. We are expecting there to be maybe some more interviews. We're not exactly sure if more media outlets were at the Big Brother compound today. So we will not have that tonight. We're recording this on Monday the 19th, but maybe some of that stuff will drop tomorrow for the guys' night. Of course, so much going on the Big Brother live feeds during the season. If you want to be a part of that, catch the live feeds and help support Rob Has a Podcast. We have our link, robhasawebsite.com/live feeds. A lot of people have been asking me on social media if we are still having feeds through the site, robhasawebsite.com/live feeds. We do appreciate when you pick up those live feeds. If you're going to get them through the site, it does help support the podcast. And let's jump right into talking about all this. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well. robhasawebsite.com/iTunes. All right, we're going to run through the 8 female competitors, and let's start with Christmas Abbott. Christmas Abbott appears to be the person that has the most outside recognition of any of the house guests. She is an Instagram fitness model, over 400,000 Instagram followers. And I'm not doing so great on Twitter. That's a work in progress. But here is Christmas Abbott, Melissa, were you aware of Christmas Abbott?
I was not. I do not follow those circles, the workout circles.
Yes. The people on Instagram that use a billion hashtags.
Yes, I do not follow that, which is another thing. He kept asking about hashtags.
Yeah, or some people call them slash tags, I hear also. You could go
I've heard that.
Go either way. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he asked everyone to do the hashtags this year, which was a new thing, I think. That was interesting. Some people were not having it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Christmas Abbott. Okay, she is 35. She lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. And she is very into fitness, obviously. She says she's going to play the game like Helen. She was smart and knew how to work people in the house. In addition to the stuff in the bio, we find out that she was the first female in NASCAR Sprint Cup pit crew, and she loves being creepy, Brent.
Yeah, that was her hashtag, actually. I have to say, overall, just generally speaking about the women in general, I feel like Melissa and I got shafted because Alex Kidwell was the one who did the schedule for this, and we got the women and he got the men. And I think the men overall were probably a little bit more exciting. But of the women, I was most taken by Christmas and one other girl. I really feel like Christmas is somebody that I could root for to be a first HOH. She is somebody who has life experiences behind her, and I know we say that a lot, but it's so true, especially in the Big Brother house. I do worry about her because she said the thing that she worried about the most was her lack of privacy, and with 16 people in the house, I mean, that's just privacy is not a commodity that you're going to find in a wealthy supply.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult transition, especially if you're somebody who, like a fitness professional like Christmas. I would imagine she's on like a pretty regimented schedule, and there's a lot of things in the Big Brother house that are going to interrupt that, such as being a have-not, but also being in close living quarters with a lot of people. And so I don't know, Melissa, if she's going to be able to adjust to the Big Brother sort of frat house, sorority house lifestyle.
Yeah, I think she might have a little trouble with that. Overall, though, I really liked her. I thought that out of the girls, I thought that she was smart and savvy, and she was well-spoken. I really am struggling with her name, saying Christmas is doing this or Christmas said this. And I think she kind of struggles with it too. I mean, you could tell she was like not having it when Big Jeff was like, oh, like Christmas only comes once a year or whatever. He made some comment and he's like, do you go by that? And she's like, no.
Yeah, that was she's heard them all, Jeff. She's heard every Christmas joke.
Heard all the jokes. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing. I mean, I already know I'm going to be so sick of like people making Christmas jokes.
I have to say that the best thing was when I saw this cast list. And by the way, did you know her middle name is Joy? It's Christmas Joy Abbott. I kid you not.
This poor girl.
Yeah, that somebody had some fun with this one. So I saw her and I was like, oh my God, I have the best thing I can say on the podcast. Like, you know, we had Corey last year who was wishing it was Christmas every year. And now we actually have Christmas in the house. And then I saw like 10 people on Twitter say, if anyone says this today, I'm unfollowing them. So I was like, well, okay. I guess that one's gone.
Okay, yeah, don't do it. Yeah, you know when she's on the block, you know, even Julie is gonna be like, what will Christmas be canceled this year?
Yeah, the announcer.
Yeah,
right.
the announcer.
Forget the announcer guy.
They're gonna go crazy.
Coming off of Big Brother OTT, you know, he's really feeling his oats. Yeah. But will Elena be the Grinch that stole Christmas? Yeah, well, you know, a million things coming up in the previously on Big Brother. Was she a recruit that she's talking about Helen in her bio? I'm having a hard time reading if she's somebody who was a fan or somebody that they just got her to come on and maybe she's seen a couple seasons, Melissa.
I see. That's the thing I struggle with is that I don't know whether she's here because she loves the game and wants to play it, or she's here to promote her other side projects, or I guess they're her full-time projects. But, you know, so it's tough to say. I mean, that was my original thought going in was like, oh, she's here to just like promote her stuff. Like she write her off. But then I saw her interview and I actually really liked her a lot. So I'm really hopeful that it's not just here to promote her products or, you know, her Twitter, or her Instagram or whatever. I'm hopeful that she's really going to play the game.
You know, Rob, she really reminded me of like a quiet Vanessa Russo from her lifestyle perspective. She's about the same age as Vanessa. She's about the same status as Vanessa. She seems to want the same things as Vanessa. Like, she's talking about privacy and relationships, and she's a little quieter. And I feel like going into the house, that was Vanessa. Remember on the first night, Vanessa famously was the one crying. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I feel like that we might get a little bit of that from Christmas, but if she gets her feet under her, I feel like we could have something here.
Yeah, I agree with the Vanessa comparison. I think both of them are successful women who are sort of an alpha female type. And I do think to be organized and be successful, I do think you have to sort of like be ready to, call some shots around the Big Brother house. And I think that having success in another aspect of her life, I think is probably, she's well suited for that here. So I definitely see that Vanessa comparison. In terms of her being a fan versus being a recruit, I see a good point in the chat room that no way CBS would have given her Big Brother 15 to watch.
Exactly. That's a good point. I was going to say, I haven't heard anybody else bring up BB15 before. So that was what led me to believe that maybe she actually, was a fan. Maybe I saw somebody on Twitter today complaining that one of the super fans, maybe it was Ramses, said something about, I was a super fan ever since I watched BB14. And they were like, that's not a super fan. I'm like, well, it kind of is. I know a lot of people who came into to a Big Brother with BB14 and Dan and all that. So, BB15, maybe somebody, it's just something that she watched and she liked Helen. She was a more mature woman who had, been around the block a few times and had kids and has seen the world and wasn't somebody who was just straight out of college and didn't know the first word that she wanted to say on the show.
Yeah, and I think with that Ramses quote, I think he might have even said that I became a fan like 2 years ago, and then when I loved it so much, I went back and watched all the seasons. I think that counts. I don't think you have to have been an OG and watch the seasons as they air to be a super fan. What do you think, Melissa?
Yes.
I mean, I agree with that. I think that if you go back and you watch all the previous seasons, then that's as if you watched it at the time. But I think that I think there should be some sort of distinction, and maybe I'm just biased because I started watching season 1 and then kept watching the whole way through, but whatever. No, but I think that there should be some sort of designation that people who have been watching from the beginning get to have, because originally it was that we were super fans, and now it's super fan can really just mean anything, and most of the time people use super fan just to say that they're a fan, and so I think that there should be some sort of maybe super duper fan
I
or
think that's what
like
that
that.
is.
We'll workshop it, but
we don't do that with Game of Thrones. If somebody last summer, watched Game of Thrones and fell in love with it and binged watched all of Game of Thrones and then read all of the books, and then they say that they're a Game of Thrones super fan, I don't think you get to say to that person, but
I think
you
it's
did
different.
it a little too quickly.
I think it's different when there are live feeds involved and when it's happening in real time.
That's like the books. That's the books.
I don't know. I just feel like it's when it's happening in real time, it's different than when you I do think that people who go back and watch the seasons can be considered super fans for sure. I just think that people who have watched 2 seasons or maybe watched for the past 2 years can't really necessarily say that they're super fans.
Rob,
see all the seasons.
The one thing that I worry about with Christmas is basically why is she there and does she want it badly? Because if I feel like there might be a little bit of quit in this one, and I don't know that. I know nothing about her, but just reading her and the way she might interact with the other housemates, a lot of these people are just people like Josh, I can't imagine living with a guy like that. I don't know if she'll be able to do it. I'm hopeful that she will be, but I do see that there are a couple different possibilities for her.
Okay, well, what I want to do here tonight, I believe we started this during BBOTT. We have not had a Big Brother proper season since then. So I say we go with the Paul convention to rank each of these house guests tonight. That would be on a scale of pissed to friendship on each of these people. And a neutral vote would be a never cared. Also, I want to set up that I didn't give out our hashtag at the top of the show. Hashtag RHAP. Scott St. Pierre is standing by, and we can bring your questions and comments into the show if you have any on each particular person, or we may just run through a bunch at the end. And of course, you could subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button if you're watching us live, or by going to robhasawebsite.com/YouTube after the fact. We will be doing our live shows after each of the episodes of Big Brother here on the YouTube channel. So a lot of stuff coming your way. All right, Brent, on the scale of pissed to friendship, what do you think of Christmas?
Friendship.
Friendship. Okay.
Friendship.
Yep.
Melissa.
Same. Friendship.
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 And I will make it a sweep.
Friendship.
I'll go with friendship also. Why not?
Yeah, she seems like a badass bitch, Rob. Like the fact that she was an RHAP contractor. I mean, I know people who've done that, and she's done it twice. I mean, that's just not something to laugh at. I think that's amazing. She's one of these people. I feel like myself, she's a bit of an old soul. Seems like she's lived a lifetime. I don't know if she's 33 or 35. It says in her bio on CBS she's 33, but then I think online she said she was 35. So maybe this is like a bio from last year or something. But she's definitely in her mid 30s, and she seems like she's somebody to not be trifled with.
Plus, she can win the competition. She actually can like compete against the guys in physical competitions. So that'll be really interesting to see, because a lot of the times the guys can just, steamroll over all the girls when it comes to physical competitions.
Based on all the information that we have, no reason to bet against her. I mean, she seems like that she is a stable person who has accomplished a lot, and seems like that she's going in, will be good in the competitions. Sure, it could go sideways. She could end up on slop and then have a meltdown, but no reason to speculate that off the jump.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Let's get to our second person, and let's talk about Dominique Cooper. She's 30, but her birthday is coming up next month. She lives in Woodbridge, Virginia, and she's a government engineer. She's uber optimistic, energetic, and determined. And I have to say, the podcast I did with Taryn, when I had asked him recently, give me a crazy job title that you think somebody's going to have this season, he said Uber driver. And I read this, I was like, oh wait, no, she's just uber optimistic. She's not an Uber driver. Okay.
Sorry,
So,
I was laughing at that. Sorry, I thought that was funny, Rob. It was a good one.
Thank you. All right, let's talk about Dominique. Little troubling, perhaps. They asked her, which Big Brother cast member did you like most? And she said, I'm still trying to figure that one out, LOL.
Yeah.
A little bit of a red flag.
Yeah, a little bit of a
That's
red
not
flag.
even a hard question. It's which one do you like the most? It's not like which one are you going to like emulate their strategy or anything. It's just which one do you like? And she didn't answer it. So I don't know. I mean, people online were giving her credit because they're like, well, if you're going to have a recruit, at least they're not going to pretend that they're a super fan or something. But still, it was like, just pick somebody.
Pick somebody, anybody. But no, we get nobody. Okay, Brent, what do you think about Dominique?
Wow, I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. On one hand, she did seem effervescent and bubbly. On the other hand, she said that she wears her emotions not on her sleeve, she wears them on her face. I like Jeff's reaction when she said that. He was like, "Oh, you wear them on your face. You're really expressive, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what she means, Jeff." I've seen her online. She's a YouTube star. I think that's where they found her. She says she's a spoken word artist. She's a poet. She seems like somebody who could easily be set off. And she also is somebody who just naturally, she has a very big vocabulary, at least according to Big Jeff. I don't think her vocabulary was anything well, I wasn't laughing at it, but it wasn't anything that was necessarily impressing me. However, for the kind of people that cast in the Big Brother house, it might be intimidating. And if she's seen as intimidating by other people and she could go off at the drop of a hat, I think that she could definitely be pre-jury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a little nervous when she kind of said that she was like a YouTube personality. I was like, oh no. But I don't know. Like it's hard to say with her. I was I was torn on her as well, because I didn't dislike her. I just didn't really have strong feelings on her. And so I think, I don't know. I mean, it really could go either way with her. She could either go in there and just be amazing or, just tank right away. Who knows?
She seems like she's a little bit of a caricature. She said like she was Dominic the Dominator. She's going to dominate the competition slowly. Her strategy was like she's going to be me. And I'm like, so you basically have no strategy. Is that what I'm hearing here? Like, I don't hear anything that sounds like it's even remotely a strategy. Her YouTube channel I watched and I quickly got really sick of listening to her.
What is
but
it?
I will say,
I can't find the YouTube channel.
Oh, it's in Rob's awesome patrons. Amy Shapiro linked it to us, so
Okay.
I know somebody linked it to me online. It was either Amy or somebody else.
Religious postings, right? Like she discusses religion and faith and stuff. So
Yes, I was very taken by the fact that during her interview with Big Jeff, she did not really bring that up. So I was glad to hear that because that can be a turnoff to some people, including me. And she does say she has a fantastic sense of humor. I don't know if that was necessarily true. I felt like there were a few awkward moments in her interview with Big Jeff. The other thing that she said, she's not afraid to, speak her truth. I don't think that ever goes well in the Big Brother house. It really doesn't. Don't speak your truth. Just speak yourself.
Not good.
Is this her, the prophetess Dominique Cooper, preaching on Galatians? Is that her?
Well, I mean, I can't imagine it's another Dominique Cooper. So,
Someone just linked it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. User Ms. Dominique C. I'll try to play a clip from it if I can and see how that goes. But I don't want to get anybody upset. Okay. Yeah. All right. If somebody can send it to me on Twitter, it's hard to type that out. Oh wait, let me try one more time.
Well, I was gonna say, what are you ready?
Okay.
Or sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. All right. Have you forgotten about you? Okay, that seems innocent enough, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Have you forgotten about you?
No.
I was asked that question a few months ago during the time I was so engulfed and nearly obsessed with utilizing my gifts and talents to make sure others were successful in fulfilling their dreams. My heart already knew the answer. I was keenly aware of where I had placed my God-given purpose on my list of priorities.
Okay. I thought she was going to be kind of like fire and brimstone in these.
No.
She's very nice.
She's very nice, and I will say the other ones that I watched were probably a little bit more feisty. But you picked the one that was really quiet.
It seems very subdued.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not her at all.
Okay. All right. So we'll see.
I was going to say this really quickly.
Brent, here's one for you. This is called "How to Never Wake Up on the Wrong Side of the Bed."
Okay.
Okay. Wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
All right.
Love. Whoa, so you woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? Did you really?
Yes.
You really woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? So what you're telling me is that your bed came with a manual, and inside of that manual were instructions on which side of the bed to wake up on. It says that, hey, if you wake up on this side of the bed, you're waking up on the right side of the bed. But understand that if you sleep.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Brent?
I need to listen to her more. I am somebody who wakes up on the wrong side of the bed all the time.
Does your bed come with instructions?
I know, right? Was this interactive, like Melissa said? Or can we? Where can I get this at?
Yes.
I need this
Yes.
help. Listen, in all seriousness, the one good thing that she said, and there wasn't a lot that I liked about her, was that she said she's going to let other people talk about themselves because people talking about themselves, people love to talk about themselves. And I'm like, that's great, because if they're talking about themselves, that means you're not talking and you're listening, and that's good in the game of Big Brother. So more of that, please.
Boy, so I'm sort of on the fence here because I thought the bio I thought was so. I thought she was good with Jeff. And then now the YouTube stuff, I'm sort of like, turned back around on this, Melissa.
Yeah, I don't know. She was kind of forgettable in her interview with Jeff. At the time, I remember, enjoying it. But then once I saw the other people, she kind of went out of my mind. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see how she is when she gets into the house, because a lot of times people are very different from their interviews outside as they are inside of the house.
That's true. Well, I remember with Natalie last year, we thought for sure she was going to be the first one out, and then she became one of my favorite women in the house. This girl, Dominique, does seem like she's somebody who's very Insta, very Snapchat, very YouTube, very into her followers and that sort of thing. I don't know that that's going to play well in the house. I mean, to be blunt, a lot of younger people have trouble interacting with other people because they're so used to being on their phones. I don't know exactly how she's going to do in a group of 15 other people who are all alpha personalities. That said, she was kind and good-hearted, and if she can just tone it down a little bit and not be intimidating to some of the alpha males in the house, I think she might be okay, but I'm worried.
Okay. All right. Boy, this is tricky. Melissa, on a scale of friendship to fist, what do you say about Dominique?
I guess I'd have to go with never cared.
Never cared. Yeah, I don't think I've never cared. It's been a long time since Big Brother 18. I don't think I have never cared as a sound.
Well, you can just say it.
Never cared. Okay, sorry about that.
Well, I don't want to be fancy Fencerton, so I'm going to say pissed. I think she's, like I said, I feel like she's a little bit of like a walking stereotype. I mean, like the people that they cast on Big Brother, it seems like everybody fits into a specific mold, and I wish that she had a little bit more life experiences than what she seems to currently have.
She also, in her bio, is a government engineer.
Right.
Do we have some more information on this, Melissa?
I feel like she didn't talk about that enough. I feel like all I got from it was that she was a YouTube personality, or at least that's what stuck in my mind. And so that's what I thought her career was. I was like, oh, okay, she's a YouTube personality. And so that, like, after that, I was kind of just oh boy, not this.
Is this like a Jatia type, like a nuclear?
Sounds like it.
Engineer? Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So,
Pretty cool,
okay, we'll see. Dominique, I guess I'll say
pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm skeptical, and let's see how it plays out.
I'm prepared to be wrong about this one. I really want to be wrong. I think she could be somebody who is likable in the house and maintains good relationships, as Jeff kept saying in every freaking interview. But she's somebody who's just going to need to, she doesn't need to give everybody everything that's on her mind. And I feel like she's going to, once you're in the house and all of your things that make you feel like you're you, like her cell phone and her YouTube channel and her job and her family, once all that's taken away, I feel like you're more susceptible to falling into the personal traps that we all fall into, and she might quickly say some things that she might regret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a question here. This is from John Densford. Den Dollar. Dominique is guaranteed to go out after an epic fight with the HOH she hates, right? Can we lock this one in? It's possible.
It's possible. I mean, I think that anything can happen in Big Brother. We can't tell anything from the Jeff interviews.
We don't know anything.
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I
we don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
Brent, remember when you said that Jose was going to be the winner?
remember.
From
Thank you. Yes, I wish that was in a like a clippable thing that we could just play. But yes, I did famously call Jose as the winner of Big Brother last year. So you just either that says more about me or it says something about these.
We know
these
nothing. This is an exercise in futility. It's just for fun tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just for fun.
All right, let's talk about Elena. Elena is from Fort Worth, Texas. She is a radio personality who's funny, abrasive, and charming. She is talking about how which cast member did you like the most? James, because he made it fun. Remember that, Brent?
No.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah. Also, she is one of the many female castmates that are telling us about their breasts in their bio. Her fun fact is that she got a breast reduction. She also her dad brought a longhorn steer into her dorm room.
I don't know about you guys, but I was absolutely blown away by the breast reduction thing, because I'm looking at her and I thought she had breast implants, and the fact that she had a breast reduction, I was like, oh, so what were they before? Like, there must have been some pretty amazing breasts. I would have been impressed, I have to tell you. I was really taken with Elena. I don't know about you, Melissa, but I thought she was very fun. She's somebody who seems like down to earth. She seems like she was a fan of the show. And the one thing that I worried about her the most was that she said that her friends often call her a mannequin. And I know that when you're seen in the house as somebody who doesn't show your emotions and doesn't let people in and has a bit of a wall up, and I don't know that she necessarily did with Jeff, but if her friends are saying that, then it might seem like she's somebody in the house who is not to be trusted. And I hope that she does well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I mean, I thought it was very weird that like in the facts about me section, like a lot of the girls were talking about their boobs or like plastic surgery and stuff. I was like, really? Like that's something you're going to mention in your facts about yourself? But okay. I thought that was a little weird.
I thought it was weird that I feel like that we've never really gotten that before. I don't know if that
Yeah.
was like an added question, like anything interesting about your boobs?
Yeah. Like any work done or something?
Like, I guess I'll come up with something.
It was weird. And so I was kind of thrown off by that with a lot of the bios, but I did like her.
Yeah. Okay.
I liked her. I thought she was funny, and I thought that seemed like she was really easy to talk to when she was talking to Big Jeff. I think she'll be entertaining in the house. I thought that she was clearly a recruit, right? Because that's the only way someone would be like, James made the game fun, because that's what like the show would have shown you in, Sequester or whatever. So I mean, that answer, I'm going to let it slide because, whatever, but I liked her. I thought she was good.
Yeah, she wasn't the only
Big Brother 17.
It's possible. She wasn't the only person who brought up James, so I don't know. A lot of people just like James, especially if you're a fan of the show and you don't watch the live feeds. People just like James on TV. He's cuddly, he's fun. He doesn't.
Well, the editing.
I know.
The other thing is that she's from Fort Worth. That I think it's very possible that James is a popular figure in as you get closer to his hometown.
Yeah. The thing that I was most taken by in her interview is that she said she's not afraid to float. And I was like, okay, good. I like this. That's good. Get the money, girl. Get the money. And then Jeff was like, well, you said you're a floater, right? And she's like, well, no. I didn't say that. He's like, well, you have to take that back. And I'm like, so now floating is no longer a good strategy. Like we used to love people who are floaters. And ever since Rachel Riley, who I do love, but it's like you said on your preview podcast with Taryn Rob about why people should watch Big Brother, why Survivor fans should watch Big Brother. Floating has become something like that you shouldn't do. And I was hoping that she might do it and she might still implement it. The other thing that I liked about her was that she said she's not into showmances. The most interesting thing was when she said that if I can't have a relationship with a guy when the cameras aren't on, I don't think I should really be trying when they're on 24/7. And I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. So I really liked Elena. I thought she was really good. She was.
I looked her up. That she says that she's a radio personality. I said, okay, what is she, like a morning radio talk show host or something? And I think she's on a morning show. Somebody said on Twitter that she's like a call screener, but she does a segment. I was looking on her Twitter, something about like she does like a segment about dating, about like Tinder. She seems like that she's going to be pretty fun to have around in the house. I don't know about a game player, but she seems like that she's going to be able to roll with the punches here. She's talking about bringing a beer koozie wherever she goes, and she's funny. So I think that she'll be a big personality in the show, but I'm not really expecting a lot out of her as a winner candidate.
Yeah, Melissa, I thought the one thing that was troubling to me, besides the fact that she said she's a mannequin, is when she was talking to Big Jeff, there was this awkward moment where she said, well, maybe I'm playing you. And he was like, oh, well, I'm not in the house. You don't have to play me. Like, it's okay. You can tell me the truth. If she does that sort of thing in the house, like she has this weird sense of humor and people feel like they cannot trust her, I feel like she might not be long for this world.
Yeah, I mean, she did make that comment about how she's like equal parts charming and abrasive, and like she has to make sure that they're balanced, and that if one goes over and one goes too low or whatever, it's going to be trouble. And so, I could absolutely see that being her downfall, which is that like her people don't think of her as charming maybe, and they think of her solely as just like abrasive, and that's not going to bode well in the house when you have to live with people.
Okay. Not a lot yet to go on with Elena. Let's talk about the scale of friendship to piss. Brent, what do you think of Elena?
This is easy for me. It's total friendship. Friendship.
Okay.
She's somebody who's cool. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot from the strategy aspect. In fact, given what I saw from her in the interview with Big Jeff, and it is just a 5-minute segment, but I would sort of. I hope she's somebody who relies more on her social game rather than strategy, because I don't think that strategy that she had seemed to be something that could necessarily be implemented well. And she also seemed to not really have a strategy. She was talking about the fact that, well, it's always situational. And that's true. You have to adapt to everything that happens in the house. But I feel like you do want to have at least a general path of, knowing who you are and what you generally think your path to the end is going to be. But that said, even all of that aside, I still really like this girl. So friendship.
Okay. Melissa.
Friendship. I like her. Yeah,
Friendship.
I thought she was funny. I think she'll be entertaining. And I think that, if she gets in with a good group of people, she can go pretty far. So I think there's upside.
I feel like that she's going to get along with the guys in the house better than she's going to get along with the women. Not necessarily in a showmance, but I think that she's going to be one of these people that's like staying up late at night and part of the party crowd in the house, which sometimes that turns around and that group could be in the minority early on. So, I mean, I think she's going to be fun. I don't think she's going to go far into the game. So I'm getting a little lost in terms of what the ratings are. So in terms of me liking her, I'll give her friendship. In terms of her going far in the game, I'll give her.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about our next person in the house. Here is Jessica Graf. She is a VIP concierge. And I don't really know a lot about what that job is, Melissa.
I don't either. Brent, do you know what that is?
Oh, I mean, I think basically she just takes care of famous to semi-famous people, gives them what they need, sets them up in whatever hotels or restaurants they need, picks them up at the airport. She's I'll say this. The one good thing there's many good things that I liked, but I really liked this girl, by the way. And I want to say that I really try to stay away from social media because I didn't want to be influenced by what Twitter has to say about these people. I really like Jessica. If she's somebody who is a VIP concierge, I feel like she has to deal with people who are very demanding, and that could serve her well in the house. It obviously wasn't lost on me that she compared herself to Janelle. That showed me that she is a bit of a fan. She knew that Janelle's from 6, 7, and 14. So I really like that. I didn't even mind the fact that she said that she's going to hook up with one of the guys in the house and clean house. I mean, she seemed like she was hungry, but her personality was somebody who seemed, quiet, mature, and she had a quiet effervescence to her that I thought was just very fun to see.
Quiet effervescence. Wow.
Yeah.
I liked her a lot.
Sparkling. She really was. I really liked her.
Yeah,
I liked her a lot too. I definitely got like hints of Janelle in there. So I think that, I think she could go really far. I like her a lot. I thought she was, well-spoken and fun and great. And she's a fan. She said she watched Big Brother growing up. And yeah, the fact that she knew Janelle throughout all of her seasons and not just the most recent, that I think that's great. And if she's trying to emulate Janelle, I'd love to see that. So I'm totally here for that.
And she was also one of these house guests that brought up the fact that she wants to be brought back in another season.
Yeah, what was that?
I know it's come up a few times. I think maybe it's from Nicole coming back and then winning. But this is the one of the house guests that said that she wants to win this year and then be brought back next year and then win again. And I was okay with that. I was okay. I was like, that's how to do it, because there are other people that we're going to talk about who didn't exactly have the same plan.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
you want to lose so you can be brought back?
Okay.
Yeah. That Alex talked about that with Big Jeff as well. I'm a little confused about the photos that the house guests took, because some of them seem to be in street clothes, but here's Jessica in a bikini, which, as we saw in Big Brother OTT, there's like a separate day for the bikini photo shoot. I mean, Brent, what is going on there?
I don't know. I've heard rumors that maybe they went in a different direction at the last minute, or they, it's possible that they were going to cast some people and then they went in a different direction. I don't know. There's always a reason why if the publicity photos are not the same as some of the other house guests. So there's I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would like to know.
But what if it's just like they were like, okay, you two would look great in a bikini, so let's put you two in a bikini and everybody else just in regular normal clothes.
Well, Christmas I get, because her job is sort of being a fitness professional, and so I think that's probably not uncommon for her to be photographed in a bathing suit. But I just feel like that was okay. We'll go with it for Jessica here. But it just seems that the other women are in like street clothes.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. That she has also lived in 8 states. She's very nocturnal. That helps in the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
Making people laugh makes her happy, and her boobs are real.
Another boob comment.
Yes. So just in case anybody was wondering,
Yeah.
Jessica is they're real, and apparently, but I guess that's for other people to make that distinction. Okay. So what do we want to say about Jessica? Do you feel like that she can go far into the game?
Ugh, that's tough. I feel like she could either be like another Brittany, from BB16 and get out pretty quick, or she could, be a Janelle and win competitions to the end. It's tough to say. It's really hard with these Jeff interviews because I feel like he asks questions that don't matter. And, you get 5 seconds with them to see like a little teeny bit of their personality. And I feel like a lot of the times the interviews are very stilted and kind of awkward. And so I think that it's really hard to tell how these people are going to behave in the house because his interviews just don't really give it to me. I kind of tend to like to wait until the other interviews come out, and then I get a full sense of like who they are. And a lot of the times the other interviews, they ask like, were you recruited? Did you apply? So I like hearing that question too.
Yeah. Brent, do you think that Jessica has a real shot at this thing?
Yes, I do. I think there's a path for her. She was somebody who seemed quiet enough where she's willing to listen to other people. She didn't seem overbearing in her interview with Jeff at all. And that's something that you can't say about a lot of the house guests that are cast on Big Brother. I think that if she can implement her strategy, I think that she is interesting enough and, to be totally blunt, pretty enough that the alpha males are going to want to keep her around. And if she can hook up with one of them, and I know that she said she
figuratively.
Probably both. I know she said that when she was younger, she was living for the showmances. She always wanted to see the epic showmance on Big Brother. But then later on, when she's cast on the show, she's like, I don't want a showmance. I want the money. But I feel like in the back of her head, we've heard this before. Like, I feel like she even admitted that she's boy crazy. So, but you put those two things together. I feel like if the right guy is in the house, and I feel like he is. Hello, Matthew. I feel like that she could find somebody that she might run the game with.
Okay. Yeah. That she says that if she's going to find the best male in the house and the two of them are going to clean the house. And I think that that's a great strategy because people are always upset that the house gets really dirty. So I like that idea for Jessica. Smart. It's outside the box. Nobody's ever thought of that before.
I know, right?
Let's take a question here. This is from Harper. It says, rumor is Jessica works with Liz Nolan. Oh, is this confirmed?
Confirmed by Liz. She tweeted about it.
Okay.
He did? Great.
From what I saw, yeah.
All right. Friend of Liz Nolan. So does that help?
130%. Yeah, it's
30%.
Yeah, it's great. I don't like, I'm somebody who likes Liz. I liked Liz on the show. She was fun. I liked her. Austin was the one that I didn't care for, but Liz and Julia were a blast.
Okay, let's talk about Jessica's chances. All right, Melissa, what do you say? Friendship or pissed?
I'd say friendship.
Friendship?
I like her.
Friendship.
Okay. Brent?
I wholeheartedly concur, not only as far as the game, as far as her prospects go, but as far as someone who I like on the show, I'll say friendship.
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 Yeah. I think you guys are forgetting about the model curse out week 2.
This.
Don't forget about the model curse. That's still a thing.
That's still a thing. You're right. Yes.
That'll still happen. All right. Let's talk about Megan Lowder. She is a dog walker who's cunning, smart, and beautiful. And she is ready to go. And she really loves Big Brother 18, Melissa.
Yes, she does.
She really has a lot to say about Big Brother 18.
I will say, like Brent pointed out this morning, that she watched our Game Changers podcast. She did her homework. And if you look on her YouTube account, you can see her liked videos, and there's a ton of like Big Brother podcasts in there, and like various, how to win, what I wish I knew going in, our Game Changers podcast, everything. So I did like that a lot. I liked that she actually did a little bit of homework before going in there. So, I liked that aspect. Her interview itself with Big Jeff, fine. didn't really have strong feelings either way. I liked her bio. I liked that she was able to talk about the various players, and it sounded like she was a fan. So I'm a little iffy on her, but we'll see.
Well, let me just drill down a little bit, because I don't really understand why Megan is here. I feel like that a lot of people, you sort of like, okay, I get why this person is here. Either they're a knockout, or they're a big personality, or they're going to get into fights, or they have an interesting job title. And I'm not exactly sure, Brent, what we're supposed to be getting from Megan.
I don't know either. I also didn't know that Frank Udy was on Big Brother 16. Did you know that? Because apparently she thinks so. I thought she was a fan until she said that. I'm like, well, maybe she just made a mistake. Like, I don't know. Maybe she mixed it up. She knew he was on 14 and 18, so at least I'll give her that.
You'd think they would correct that.
I know, right? You think they would? I know they would. Like, you think
just to be like, hey.
That CBS, the writers would be like, man, we probably need to edit this a little bit.
They're like, just put it in.
Yeah.
She said it.
I mean, Rob, like, I don't know that I necessarily agree with you, though. I mean, like, she seemed like somebody who was really chill, down to earth. She seems like she's at least a fan of the show in passing. She was somebody who seems to know what she's doing. She knows that she needs to go in there and get a bed. She doesn't want to end up on slop.
I mean, Brett, if you don't know you need to go in there and get a bed,
well,
then I can't help you.
Rob, there are people that walked into the diary room and didn't know who Big Jeff was. Okay. Hello, Alex.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, she's sitting there talking with him. She's like, this one guy got
wait till we get to Alex.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, look, I'm just saying that you think it's a given, but it's not a given. All right.
I think
there are people who don't know what they're doing.
I think she might have the gaming aspect because she talked about gaming in her bio. And then if you look on her YouTube, like, she watches a ton of video game videos. YouTube videos. So I mean, maybe
then why doesn't she want to be like Dan Giesling?
Well, maybe she's underplaying like the video game aspect. But really that was why casting liked her, because they thought, she's kind of like that video game nerd, but also is like cool. I don't know, but it's totally possible.
She's the video gamer that likes Frank Udy instead of Dan Giesling. What is that about?
I don't know.
Well, it's possible she doesn't know. She may not know who Dan Giesling is. Well, I mean, I know she remembers. Look, here's the thing.
She loves Frank Udy.
I know, but she may
but
not.
She might just from this season.
Yeah, exactly. She probably just saw 18, and she's like, "Oh, he was also in 14 too. Okay, I'll put that down."
That's
like,
totally possible. That she's like, "Oh, he was on other seasons. Oh, yeah. I'll just write that down. They're the wrong seasons." But
look, everything in this bio is about 18. I love the fact where she just randomly says, "I don't want to end up like Tiffany Russo." I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that's there are worse things that can happen to you.
Was she talking about in Big Brother 18 or in Sequester?
I don't know. 18, yeah, that's true.
Tiffany pointed it out in her You Now today. Tiffany's like,
yes.
So somebody doesn't want to be like me.
Yeah.
Okay. What does she mean? That she was rattled by
I think
Paul?
that she was, rattle her. Yeah, she was rattled by Polly, and she was quickly out of the house pre-jury. She was somebody who was not trusted early on. She got basically, I mean, like Tiffany got caught with her pants down in the Big Brother house. Let's be real about it. And she was playing a little bit hard, and people got onto her. And then that's, I think it was like what, Tiffany, and then Davon and Frank and Polly, basically one right after the other, ended up right out of the house.
Okay,
in some order like that.
All right, so that is Megan. We'll see. Maybe she will surprise us on the feeds, and we'll see a whole different side of her. Melissa, are you friendship or pissed for Megan?
I guess I'm never cared.
Never cared. Okay. Okay.
I just don't have strong enough feelings.
Well, here's the thing. Coming into this podcast, I did have strong feelings, but listening to you guys, I've been brought down a little bit. But I'm going to stick with my initial read on her, which was friendship. She's somebody who I thought was just somebody that can really get along with anybody in there. I don't think she's going to be intimidating to the women. And also she's going to be somebody who can get along with the guys. And I know that that's a bit of a trope in reality TV, but not everybody can really pull that off really well. And I feel like that she can. She's somebody who was inviting as far as how she talked to Big Jeff. He wanted to get to know her better, and she didn't overshare at different points. The one thing, obviously, two things, that her snore and her laugh. Those are the two things that she seems to be aware of. So I'm hoping they don't play a part in her demise if she is not the winner of this season. But I really liked what I saw from her. I really did.
Okay.
I thought it was
But-
interesting how 2 of the girls have dyed gray hair.
Yes. What is
I mean,
that?
I know it's
That's
like
a
it's
thing.
on
That's a thing.
trend. It's
Yeah.
on trend, but I thought it was interesting that they cast 2 people with dyed gray hair. You'd think that they'd try and mix it up or something,
hot.
but
It's hot now.
it is. It's hot now.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. She's seen every episode of South Park also, Brent.
Yes, and she can quote most of the episodes, apparently. She says she can swear in 5 different languages. I thought that was interesting. At least she didn't talk about her boobs, Rob. So there's that. I didn't see anything about that in her bio.
That's fine. All right. So she'll talk about the dogs, talk about South Park, and away we go for Megan. I will give her a
fist.
Sorry, Megan. Sorry.
Really? All right.
I don't see it. I don't
Okay.
see it.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Okay. Let's talk about Alex. Alex. Ow. Okay. Here she is. She was interesting with Big Jeff. She's an eco-friendly marketing rep. She was a big personality. I'll say that, Melissa.
She talked so fast, just so fast. Very impressive. But yeah, I mean, she had the most entertaining moment, I think, on the entire interview day.
Here, well, let me
Which
set that up because I have the clip of that.
Okay. Which was her talking about, I guess it was when he asked her about showmances, and she was like, yeah, well, you know, someone just got married on the show. I remember that. And he's like, that was me.
Yeah.
And she's like, what?
But
Yeah, her
love is
reaction.
love. What if Cupid shoots his arrow in the Big Brother house again?
That's true.
Was that super
Oh
cheesy?
yeah, no, in 16 when they got married too. But
Yeah.
the 2, yeah, okay, no.
She's like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, there was like a wedding or something once, right?
something
Yeah.
like that.
And so
Maybe I'll be getting married on the show.
That was me, by the way.
Oh, my glasses are for nearsighted. That's why. So they're regular. I can't see anything.
yeah, my glasses are for nearsighted. That's
It's like, oh,
that's
okay.
why.
So
I
you
would've
don't even know who's
recognized
interviewing
that.
you?
Yes.
That was so bad.
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean, I feel like they played it off better than it could have gone, I think. I think it could have gone way worse, but oh God, I was sitting there just like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Yeah, her physical reaction to that was very, very funny. It wasn't just like the vocal reaction. It was like if you're watching me on YouTube, like she literally went like, oh! like she couldn't, like she instantly realized like how much of an ass she looked like, that she was talking about the guy who got married, and she's literally talking to him right there, and he's interviewing her.
And she's like, you look nothing like you do on TV.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, I doubt that.
yeah, that was a really awkward save though, so I wasn't buying that.
And it wasn't even like, oh, you look very different from when you first played Big Brother. It literally happened like a couple years ago, and he looks exactly the same.
He looks exactly the same. Exactly.
She is the kind of person that will drive people crazy in the Big Brother house. That she is such an oversharer and
Yes.
like needs to be the center of attention. I think that she's going to be good feeds, but I think that this is going to be a stretch for her. She is a pill when it comes to a number of different things, including she can't eat food without hot sauce, and it has to be the brands that she liked, not just any hot sauce.
Yeah,
Wow,
this
good
was
to know.
this was also the girl who said she was a fan of Nicole.
Yes.
So yeah, I wasn't buying that. And she also wanted to do Nicole's strategy, where she was like, I really want to do well this season, and then I want to, I want them to bring what? Like, I want him to bring me back next season, and I want to win. And so Jeff tries to save her. He's like, oh, so you want to win this season, and then you want to come back and win again. She's like, no, I want to lose. Like, I want to lose.
You want to lose this season, and then you want to come back, and then you want to win a different season? She's like, yeah. What?
So it's like
And
Asians
she's like, is
for
there
the
an
loss.
issue?
Yeah, Asians for the
So
loss.
bad. I will say though that I did like her interview answer, or her like questionnaire answer, when she talked about how she watches TV, because I was like, oh my God, is she talking about me? Did I write this? Because she's like, I watch Netflix, I listen to Netflix all day at work, and then I come home and watch 5 hours of TV, and that's like my life. And I was like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, what is she
right?
watching?
She didn't say, but I'm just going to assume it's the same shows as me.
Okay.
Definitely possible. She's also somebody who is a fan of James. That's why I was saying that Asians for the loss, because she kept saying Asians for the win when she was talking about James. She wanted to be like James. She wanted to win the game. I think she's definitely somebody. I mean, I would be stunned, absolutely stunned, if she made it to the jury. In fact, it's not happening. It's not happening. She's gone. There's
Yeah.
no way it's happening. I mean, you
No
cannot
way?
put up with this girl. She talks a million miles a minute. She wants to tell you everything about herself. She doesn't have any time to listen to anybody else. Oh my God, I'm describing myself.
Oh no.
Yeah, she seems like that she's going to be a lot to handle in the Big Brother house. That hopefully it plays well for her sake. She talks about some other really crazy things in her bio. She looks photogenic in her pictures, but it takes her 1,000 pictures to find one good picture of herself. She bought herself a self-timer so she wouldn't have to be embarrassed to ask someone to take 1 million selfies of her so she can get one with her eyes open for Instagram.
Yeah. I was so bored by her, but she was so crazy that it was like a bit of a train wreck. Like I couldn't look away watching her interview with Jeff. I know that she's going to be out pre-jury, and I just want to reach through and say, you might as well stop trying because it's just not going to happen. The one thing I was impressed, she said that she beat Diablo on Nightmare mode as someone who's played Diablo 2. That is really amazing. So props to her, but that was the only positive thing I could say about
Brent,
it.
she also said, I beat Diablo 2 on Nightmare mode. If you aren't a nerd, this fact will mean nothing to you.
Well,
and by the
obviously-
transitive property, since it means nothing to me, then it means that I'm not a nerd.
Well,
Yay!
good for you. Yes. She also said that she has beginner's luck. The thing about the casino, I could buy the first thing when she said she won $4,000 off the $40 her mom gave her because that's actually happened to me. But the thing about winning $5,000 off $20 at craps, as somebody who is a casino dealer, that is like maybe 1 in a billion people could win a $5,000 off of $20. So
You think it's fake news? You think
I
it's
feel like that's
lying?
fake news to me. Yeah, I wasn't
Fake
buying
news.
that. Yeah.
Speaking of fake news, she also talks about that she has had 5 plastic surgeries.
Once again, the boobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But the other 4 surgeries were not by choice. She says there's no shame in her game, except her parents don't know. Maybe let's keep that on the down low.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, by broadcasting it to the world. So great. Very smart.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Alex Ow and see how it goes. Oh, by the way, Melissa, what's an eco-friendly marketing rep? I was asking Alex Kidwell about this on the podcast earlier today.
I'm assuming it's like marketing products that are eco-friendly. That would be my presumption. I don't quite know. But that's what it sounds like to me, is that like she's the marketing rep for products that are eco-friendly, or trying to get places and businesses to be more eco-friendly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I will
So
say
we'll
that
hear about it on the feed.
someone in the chat just said that she's going to be the person who during the champagne toasts talks too much and then gets immediately dissed by everyone else in the cast in the diary room.
That's her. Yeah.
So
I
true.
can totally see that. Yep.
We can see it. Okay. All right. Brent, friendship or pissed on Alex?
This one is so easy. Like I love, again, she says that Nicole was a fan favorite. I find her the most honest. I'm like, did you even watch the season? Like, did you watch the season? Or are you just like, is that what you heard about her? You're absolutely nuts. Pissed.
Chat room is agreeing with you.
Pissed.
Okay. Melissa.
Yep, pissed.
Pissed.
I'm going to give out my
It's
first
one thing
piss.
if you want to be like Taryn and say, like, Nicole played a great game, which I don't agree with, but she wasn't the most honest. Like, come on.
No,
Like,
no
get
way.
with it.
Snake
What are you
call.
talking about? And she
And
wasn't
also,
a fan
like, that's not a great thing for Big Brother to be like, oh, like, they're the most honest. Like, just,
Yeah.
that's not what I want.
It's just word salad with her a lot of the time. I felt like
She's
Go
gonna
ahead.
be fun. She's gonna be good to good feeds.
Okay.
Like,
But like,
great.
pow.
like I really feel like I'm going in opposite directions here, where everybody that I feel like is going to be really fun to watch is going to be really bad at the game. And that I especially here with on the women's night, I feel like, okay, if they're going to be good at the game, they're going to be boring, and if they're going to not be boring, they're going to be really bad at the game. So
She just gives me pow vibes.
yeah, I could see it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Jillian Parker, and she is a timeshare sales rep from Las Vegas, Nevada. That she also, I thought this was pretty interesting. She has lost 50 pounds in 2017.
It's pretty impressive.
This is very impressive.
It's very impressive. I will just say that she's lost it via weight loss surgery, which good for her. I totally support that. But it makes it just a little bit easier to lose 50 pounds in that short amount of time. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I wonder how that's going to play going into then you go into this really crazy environment in the Big Brother house where you're totally thrown for a loop, and then sometimes you're on slop for long periods of time. I feel like that is a really big lifestyle change to go and be into the Big Brother house.
That's got to be tough. Definitely.
It's going to be tricky. Okay. She is interested in American Ninja Warrior courses. So maybe Taryn will have a soft spot for Jillian.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see that happening.
Rob, I know that you said this about I think it was Megan. This is the one where I didn't understand why she's on the show. I literally got nothing from Jillian. It was like, so you don't really seem like you're a fan. I mean, I know she brought up Dani Donato from 8 and 13. But beyond that, there didn't seem to be a lot there. It was just a lot of. I felt like she was a little bit vapid, and I'm trying to be fair to her, but I didn't see a whole lot there, and I don't really know why she's here.
I thought she was nice enough. I thought she was a bit dull. I did like in her bio when she said that she would reveal herself as a villain in the end, but I'm not quite sure how she would do that or what she meant by that. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Mean anything or make sense in the context, but I liked the thought behind it. And she posts YouTube videos of her singing Whitney Houston songs. So
okay,
the whole thing about how did she do?
It's a person trying to sing a Whitney Houston song. Let's just say that. So
the thing she said about wanting to be a villain was just so crazy, because she said that in her bio, and then evidently she forgot that she wrote that in her bio, because then in her interview with Big Jeff, she would rather lose the game and be loved by America. So which is it? Like,
I thought she said she would rather win and be hated. Did I write that down wrong? I don't know.
I think she switched. I think she said she doesn't want to lose, but she wants everybody to love her, but she wants to win. She sort of like changed the question.
Yeah, I thought she was like hedging on the
she was hedging.
Question.
She doesn't want people. She doesn't want people to hate her. That's what she said.
I think it's really hard it's a bad sign if you're a Fancy Fencerton on the Big Jeff question.
It's not hard. People say this. I don't know how many people, and I really concentrated on the women, and of the women, I think 4 of them said, boy, this is really hard. No, it's not. It's not hard. Okay? You want to win the game. There's $5 million.
And a lot of them did just like do the cop-out answer, which is like, I want to win, but also be loved. Ha ha ha. It's like, no, that's not a new answer. That's not original. Everybody says that.
Brent is right. It's not a hard question. This is a hard question.
Would you rather fight a giant mosquito one time and get your ass whipped by it? Or would you like the relationship that you have and never get bit again? Or do you like the relationship that you have with mosquitoes right now?
There's 3 choices.
I know. What is that quote? Wait, I know that we kid Jeff Probst about shoehorning, whatever the theme is into every question at Tribal Council, but that is just beyond the pale. I don't even know how that even makes sense.
Did he ask it once?
With a mosquito.
Did he ask it more than once, or was it just one time?
Because
I feel like he asked it just one time, and that makes it even worse, because it's not like, let's compare the answers.
Might have been like, Jeff, no.
No more.
That's too off the grid. I hope that in the final 2 this season, I do hope somebody asks the mosquito question.
I bet they threw that in there as like a joke question, and he's like, okay, this is great. I'm going to use
Jeff to read this one. Yeah. Good.
That's so bad.
I loved it. Okay. All right. For Jillian, though, do we need like a sweet person in the house, though, Brent? I mean, could she fill that role?
I mean, I guess. I'm not even sure. Like I said, I need to see more from her. This is the one of the 8 women that I saw today. She was the one I didn't really get any vibes from. I mean, I'm not going to give her Never Cared because I don't want to be Fancy Fencerton about it, but I don't really know anything about her. I want to see more. Why are you here? What do you want to do? What's your plan? What's your strategy? Do you have a plan of attack? Do you know your weaknesses? I just felt like there was just a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what does that count for, Brent?
Pissed.
Okay. Brent says that he is
pissed.
Okay.
I'm Never Cared. I'm sorry. I'm just like,
Never Cared.
I'm on the fence, but like, I don't know. I I can't say pissed because I'm not. I don't know. I just don't like her enough,
Well,
but I
here's
don't
the
hate
thing.
her.
Aaron Carter, Melissa.
Oh,
Melissa,
well, you know.
there have been people today who have won us over that we've given friendship to, and the fact that she had 5 minutes with Big Jeff and she didn't know enough to win us over, I feel like she gets pissed.
I feel like that's where I'm like struggling, is because I feel like it's very hard to win someone over when you're talking with Big Jeff. I feel like he's very hard to talk to. He seems very like, even when people would make jokes with him, he'd be like, "Oh, is that a joke?" or something, and it's like, "Oh, this is so awkward." It was like, it's just, the whole thing was cringe.
I feel like we needed Karen.
It is a tough job to sit there because there's probably like there's probably certain things that he's not supposed to really get into with them. He's just trying to like keep it light, keep it.
I just don't want light. I want hard hitting.
Yeah,
like the mosquito question. We need more of that.
Whenever Jeff was really awkward and he like changed the tone of the interview, I wanted Karen from BB Can 5 to come in and say, "See, this is why you lost the game. This is why.
This is
Because you're like this."
Loss, right? Right.
I just feel like I would have been happier if he would ask more questions about the game instead of just asking these like random questions that are like, "Oh, what's your high school mascot?" Like, who cares? That has no relevance. Like, and he would change the rules of the charades too. It's like, if you're gonna play charades, play charades. He'd be like, "Yeah, you can talk, you can give a description." It's like, that's not charades. Whatever.
Melissa, could you do your high school mascot?
I was actually thinking that the whole time. I was like, what would I have done? And it's a lot of like, and like maybe it's a lot of this.
What is it, a monster? A bear?
Rubbing my stomach. Yeah, it is a bear. It's a Bruin.
Okay, Bruin. Okay.
Yeah, good to see. I'm great at this.
Yeah, that my high school mascot is a lot on Long Island. There's a lot of Indian names that we were the Warriors, and I think if Jeff would have put me on the spot, I think I would have froze. I would have been like a deer.
You'd be like, I can't do this.
You can't do that. Yeah.
No, not gonna. No can do, Jeff. Go to the mosquito question.
Yeah. The Plymouth Pilgrims. I'm not even sure how you would do that. Yeah.
Wear a bonnet.
I guess, yeah. You'd have to like tie it up, and he would not know what you were doing, and he would say, the one girl who was the one who had the Cavaliers. I was like,
she was like,
there was, and she kept waiting for him to guess. I'm like, he's not going to get that. Just tell him.
All right.
God.
So we will see with Jillian, and then we have one other person to talk about, and that would be our buddy Raven, the dance teacher. And let me bring her up. Here she is, Raven. She's 23. She's quirky, bubbly, and outgoing. And she seemed, again, very sweet, Melissa.
Yeah, she seemed very sweet. I liked that she's been watching the show since she was 11 or 12, and that she actually applied to be on the show twice. So I feel like that is a good sign. In terms of her actually knowing the show. So I like that already. She's got the whole history of, her digestive disease with the pacemaker and everything. And I feel like that's going to be a major storyline. I feel like I'm going to get sick of her real quick. She just seems a little too bubbly and that sort of like Bronte-esque kind of personality, which I kind of struggle with. So, we'll see. We'll see. I noticed that there's a ton of exclamation points in her bio. So like every sentence is like an exclamation point, which I was kind of like, whoa. But she seems very nice.
Yeah. I think that long bios are mostly bad. I feel like in this exercise.
There's a lot of long ones.
Yeah, I know this is something that Corinne has really tapped into, but I feel like that the more you just have like diarrhea of the mouth in these exercise, I think it's probably a bad sign for you.
Yeah.
I'm so interesting. I have so much to say about myself.
I know, right? She's this is the girl like the Melissa said that has the pacemaker. I'm sure she's going to show everyone her pacemaker. It's visible. It's not something that is inside. I mean, it's inside of her, but you can definitely see it on the outside. She has chronic intestinal pseudo obstruction gastroparesis, which basically means her intestine is paralyzed. And that is not, and apparently her mom has it and her brother also has it. So she's had some really life-changing events and has come through in with flying colors. So good for her. She actually did this YouTube video where she was trying to get Ellen to get around the show for the dancing thing that Ellen does on Ellen DeGeneres, and her hometown was behind her for it. I don't know that it came to pass. I didn't see anybody send me anything on Twitter, so I'm guessing it probably didn't. But the audition video itself and the little documentary they did on her was very, very heartwarming and interesting. But as far as the game goes, I agree with Melissa. I'm hoping that her bubbliness wears off. I'm hoping that it's a bit of an act because she's so psyched and so happy to be there, and it's Big Brother, and wow, it's the diary room. And after about 5 days, she runs out of energy and she's just chill like the rest of us.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's what I'm hoping for, because a lot of people are just like, they go in there super excited, and it's your first time in the diary room, your first interview, especially for someone who's actually been watching the show, and you want to give like a good impression, so you're super bubbly, super excited, and you're talking to Big Jeff, and then like once you go in there, you're also like a normal person. So that's what I'm hoping for her, and she seems kind of like that from her other videos. She seemed a lot more low key, I guess, than she was here. So that's what I'm hoping for with her, and we'll see.
Yeah. It didn't go so great for Bridget. After a little while, she was left just talking to a houseplant. So that positivity can wear on people. I mean, do we have any sort of a sense of how her condition is going to manifest itself in this game, where there is not necessarily starvation, but certainly deprivation and being a have-not? Sometimes you're in these long competitions and you are pushing yourself to the limit. I'm the last person to speak to any of this. I'm just, sort of wondering aloud.
And bathroom privacy.
Yeah.
Right. The thing that I thought about the most was that I don't think they would have let her on the show if it was going to be an issue. Like I think someone asked in the Rob as a Patron chat group that if, do we think that there are special considerations for her, being a have-not since she has this issue? And I have to think that that's a big fat no. I mean, I don't see it. That wouldn't play well with the other contestants. I mean, you've been a have-not for 3 weeks, and this girl doesn't have to do it because, I know that it's sad that she has that, but it's still not fair. You want it to be fair in the Big Brother house. I have to believe it's going to be an even playing field for her, and I think that's just how it is. That's how it's going to be.
Okay. We'll see. But I thought she was fun. That I liked her. I loved her story. She can wiggle her ears, and she's the leader of an all-female ghost hunting group.
Yeah, I feel like I need more information on that.
Yes.
You can't just leave it at that.
Yes. Now, Melissa, do you think that this is going to be a problem? Because I've seen a lot of people on the internet who are not fond of all-female ghost hunting groups. There's been a lot of people on Twitter that say ghost hunting should be an all-male activity, and they don't want to see an all-female ghost hunting group.
Ghost hunting has always been a very divisive topic, and I think we're going to see a lot of, real in-depth conversations. I think this is going to give us a nice social opening for some commentary, and, we'll see.
Brent, there's never been a successful all-girl ghost hunting alliance in the Big Brother house.
That's true. I know. And I don't think we're going to have any all-girl alliances this year either, because the vast majority of the women this year, maybe they just gave up after Natalie last year. I don't know. But they just, all of the women this year seem to want to work with the guys. So, but on the other hand, if they're all wanting to work with the guys, they're all going to run out of partners really fast unless the relationships theme comes back in and you have to make a relationship with everybody. So I don't know. Anything can happen. I swear they're up to something with that relationships thing, though.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if it's if you crack the code, Brent.
Oh God, I really hope not.
Okay.
Yeah, because I will say this really quickly before we end it, that this whole cast I was really taken by. I really like the cast. I mean, we got what we wanted. There's a lot of different age groups in this cast. There's people with gray hair in the cast and life experiences.
There's a lot of people with gray hair in the cast.
It's diverse and it's fun, and there's no recruits. Well, sorry, there's recruits, but there's a lot of fans on the show. Okay. And there's also no returnees, there's no coaches, there's no vets. So I'm all thrilled with this. This is great. I feel like people are complaining, and it's a really fun cast, and we're gonna have a blast. Even Raven, who's somebody who I couldn't stand after listening to her for about 3 minutes. Like I said, she's
wow, Brent, you're so hard on Raven.
Well, you know what? Other people on the internet were too. So I was glad that when I went to the internet and saw what other people's opinions were after I watched her video, I was like, okay, well, they agree with me. And they do,
because you didn't want to hear other people's opinions today.
I didn't. I formed my own opinions, and then I went and looked at Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All
I
right.
can't quit it.
All right. So, Melissa, on the scale of friendship to pissed, what do you think of Raven?
I'm gonna do another never cared.
Never cared. Okay. Brent.
This whole thing has been never cared. Melissa doesn't care about these women.
I just don't care.
She wants to talk about Ramses and.
Let me talk about the guys. Let me talk about Corey.
All right. Well, I'll do a bonus round real quick with you.
Okay.
And then I'll give her friendship. You guys are too mean.
No, I'm definitely pissed on her. Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah. I'm pissed. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna get to some questions here from you guys. Hashtag RHAP. All right. I know that you guys are bummed out because you feel like that the men are these really kooky characters. I'll give you each one guy that you want to give us something about that you're dying to talk about. A little bit of a preview of tomorrow night's show. We'll be doing the same thing tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, with Alex and Taryn. Brent, do you want to go first?
Sure. I have to say, I was so excited to see Josh. And then the funny part is when I saw his picture online earlier today, I was like, he looks like a meathead. But when I saw him in the interview with Jeff, oh my gosh, he was so fun. And he couldn't stop himself from swearing, and I can totally identify with that because I have to work at that when I'm on Rob as a podcast. He just could not help himself, and he was so gung-ho. He seemed a little bit Tony-esque to me. Like, he's so ready to play and get in there and mix it up. But I do worry about him because it's a long flipping game, okay? It's not 39 days like Survivor, and I feel like he's going to run out of gas real fast. I was getting...
on Tuesday talking
oh my God.
about
yes, so much fun. He reminded me so much of Devin.
Stop cursing. I'm just gonna need you to stop cursing. There's a giant mosquito right around that corner that's waiting here. He's gonna sting you. It's not gonna feel good. Just knock it off. He's great. Can't wait to see Josh. All right, Melissa, well, give me a one takeaway about the guys.
I want to talk about Cody, aka Corey's twin. He looks.
Wait, he's Corey's twin, or he's my brother Cody?
Oh, well, he could be either. But I honestly, I looking at his bio and looking at his picture, I was like, oh God, it's another Corey. Like, write him off. But then I saw his interview, and I actually really ended up liking him. I mean, I even tweeted about it, and I said I may regret this in 6 weeks a lot, but I actually really like Cody. I thought he was had a very different vibe than everybody else. He was, I thought he was pretty funny, and I thought that he, just wasn't having it with some of the questions, and I was kind of into it. I liked him, and I'm very hopeful about him, and I want to see how it goes. And I mean, I will say that I was the one who was I like Dimitri's, and look where that got me. So
wow.
Everyone else was like, oh, Dimitri's meathead, we don't like him. And I was like, I think he's funny. I like him. So maybe this will be another success.
Melissa, I feel like that with that moment, I think you really have earned your place in the LFC because there's nothing that defines the LFC like patting yourself on the back.
Right.
That's the most LFC thing you could do of if you remember, I called it when, and then just you call back to something that nobody else remembers. I
know, right? I didn't even remember that. I was like, oh,
I know, honestly,
perfect.
I feel like I could call back to anything. I could call back to anything and be like, do you remember when I did this, when I said this person was going to win from the beginning? And everyone would be like, I don't remember that, but it probably happened, I guess. So I'm going to start doing that from now on.
You earned your stripes now, Melissa. You're official.
Finally.
Yes. All right. Let's take some of these questions from you guys. Hashtag RHAP. And this is a question from Jennifer. Anyone think that Raven seemed very Bronte? I was worried about her, but I actually liked her. Smart, interesting, seems strong. I'm not sure if seems very Bronte is the best endorsement we could give her.
Yeah.
That's Bronte.
That's what I thought.
That's so Bronte. I know that the announcer guy is going to have so much fun with That's So Raven. I am already ready for it. Between that and Christmas, he's got so much fun to be had. I'm here for it.
I love it.
Am I worried about her? Yes, I am. Obviously, I gave her the piss label because I don't want to say I couldn't stand her, but I felt like she was grating after 3 minutes of listening to her. She did this thing where she talks and then she trails off. She'll say, well, I'm going to tell you. And I went, I had this really good idea. I went, well, what did you say again? I didn't hear that. And she talks really fast. Continue, please. Yeah.
All right.
I definitely got Bronte vibes for sure.
Bronte vibes. Okay. Robot Cesternino wants to ask, who will be the first to cry when the feeds come on? Okay. Do we have a guess out of this group? Melissa, call your shot. First cry of the live feeds.
Oof. That's tough. That's really tough. Maybe Dominique.
Dominique.
Oh no, I feel like she's gonna be strong. I feel like Christmas is the person who I worried about the most.
Christmas? Why? Because she's like the Vanessa?
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly where I'm pulling it from. The fact that I saw Vanessa crying on the feeds in the first night. I was like, and I had such high hopes for Vanessa, and I was like, oh no. And then she quickly proved me wrong. So I'm hoping that, if the same thing happens to Christmas and she is crying, she's also the girl who said that she needed privacy. She really worries about privacy. And that, I mean, if she's ostracized and she is somebody that has a lot more life experiences than many of these people, although they're, like I said, it is a bit of an older cast than we've had in years past, but still on the whole, she is one of the older women, and she's somebody who has, I know it's terrible to say it, 35 or whatever she is, but she's an older woman. She has life experiences. If she's somebody who is not relatable to some of these women and men in the house, she's going to find herself on the outs. That's going to make her want to cry, especially if she's not getting any privacy, and she might quickly be out, and I hope not.
Okay. I'm going to go a little off the board. I'm going to go with Jason the rodeo clown.
Oh, well, you're going to pick a guy. Well, I didn't know I could do that.
Why? You want to pick a guy?
I'll stick with Christmas. No, it's definitely going to be Christmas.
Okay. We'll see. He's going to, he's going to come on and he's going to be upset about something. Okay. Stackton FL wants to ask, are you glad that BB19 is all newbies, or are you sad the rumors of Alex coming in are wrong? Brent, I was talking about this on the kickoff special. All the rumors are fake news. Every year, people are trying to peddle these like, oh, my sources tell me I was right about this last year, and you could check my timeline. And they're all wrong, Brent. Why do people even give these even a ounce of credibility? Well,
in the past, there have been times where they've been correct. So I think people are remembering the times that they actually were right rather than the 100 times where they were wrong. Like, the Amazing Race couple, that was leaked. The fact that Tiffany and Pauly, the brother and sister of previous house guests, they were coming into the house, that was also leaked. The 4 people coming back. I know there are 2 different sets of 4 people coming back last year, but they eventually did get it right. To answer the question, am I glad? Yes, I'm freaking thrilled that everyone is new this year. Having said that, I would not have minded seeing Alex back. I know that Neely on Twitter is thrilled that Alex isn't coming back, but Morgan.
Stop! I can't even go back to Big Brother OTT drama. Stop it with.
Well, then Alex was in the question. I would have loved to have seen Alex.
On
That's
Twitter.
the answer to the question.
We can't. It's too early. We're starting the season off on such a nice foot.
What's the point of going through, of creating those rumors? Like some Twitter accounts, they'd be like, you heard it here first. This is the official cast. I'm telling you right now, that removes all credibility for next year. Why do that?
Well, I mean, if Rob explained it, and I was in today's interview or the one you did with Taryn, I think it was in today's interview with Alex, where you said, everybody follows these people who say that they have the inside track. Yes, and then you forget to unfollow them when they're proven wrong. So make sure that all of the people who are proven wrong, you go back and unfollow them.
So ridiculous.
I know. Yeah,
It's the purge today.
The purge.
Yeah. Okay. This is from Kyle, the Gold Ranger. Of the women, who do you think would be the most balanced, physical, mental, and strategic in the game? Who is the triple threat here of the women that we talked about here tonight, Brent?
Christmas, probably, right?
Christmas?
I mean, she's smart, savvy. She's clearly athletic. I think that she's kind of got the whole package.
I mean, I thought that Jessica was somebody who I was really taken with. She was so introspective to me in the way she talked with Big Jeff. She seemed mature. She seemed relatable. She seemed like somebody who's very confident as well. And if she can get in there and get her hands dirty, I think that she could really be a force.
Okay. Yeah. What if we said you can't pick Christmas?
Then I pick Jessica.
Yeah,
Jessica.
I pick Jessica.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go a little off the board. I'll say Elena. What the hell?
Okay. I don't know. I'm worried about Elena, but I like her. She's very fun.
All right. And now we are, 8 days after this till we get to the premiere. And this is interesting, I think, because there's a lot of Big Brother that we're getting over these first 2 nights. 2 hours on Wednesday night, the 28th, and then an hour on Thursday, the 29th. 3 hours over 2 nights. Definitely not the case as it's been these last couple of seasons. Brent, do you have any sort of speculation as to why 3 hours over 2 nights?
I'm not sure. I'm sure they're up to something on Big Brother. I would definitely say we're going to have an eviction. We might even have 2. It's definitely possible we could have 2 people out of the house. And you never know what's going on with Big Brother. Like I said, I know that they're shoehorning something in with relationships. The fact that there's 3 hours next week means that there's something in here that we are not previously aware of. And I hope whatever it is, that it's not too game changing, because I think that the cast as it stands right now, they don't need any twists to be good. I think they're going to be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Melissa, do you have any thoughts on these 3 hours over 2 nights?
I mean, I agree. I really hope that there aren't any like game-changing twists. Like, I just want a real season. I don't want Battle of the Block. I don't want teams. I don't want anything like that. So if it has something to do with that, I don't want it.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see that there's going to be some sort of a twist. We know that something is going to be announced over these next 8 days or so. So we will be following it very closely. If it's important enough, we'll come on and bring you some coverage. If not, maybe we'll fold it into when the LFC are going to be drafting. Brent, any word on when the LFC is getting together?
You'd have to ask our boss,
Okay.
Taryn or
Okay.
Alex.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really our boss.
Yeah.
Our bosses, Taryn and Alex,
He's the
they
captain.
decide.
Yeah, Alex does all the scheduling. Taryn is the host. So yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we'll maybe get some insight into that tomorrow night when we get into everything. Of course, the Big Brother live feeds, you can check them out. Rob has a website.com/live feeds. Watch all of the interviews that Big Jeff did on CBS All Access. Try it free for 1 week. And then I think it's just $5.99 a month along the way at Rob's website.com/live feeds. You can also watch live CBS and see the back catalog of Survivor, Big Brother, and everything else CBS. And also check out my brand new audiobook. I went back and watched all of Big Brother 2 with Taryn Armstrong this spring, and we've brought you the 19 hours and 20 minutes of coverage all about Big Brother 2. Check that out. Still about a week and change until Big Brother kicks off. You can definitely fit that in. Rob has the website.com/BB2. If you look in the podcast feed, you can listen to the first 3 hours. I posted that last week if you want to check that out. Melissa, are you a Big Brother 2 fan?
Yes, I definitely am a Big Brother 2 fan. It's
Yeah.
Dr. Will.
Dr. Will. Yeah, it was very fun to go back and see if the legend matched what I remembered from all that time ago as a super duper fan watching this show all the way through. All right. What's the
I
hashtag?
hope this gets more people rewatching.
Hope so. What's the hashtag tonight? Can I make a pick for giant mosquito?
It
like
has
it.
to be. It has to be.
Perfect.
Would you rather fight a giant mosquito one time and get your ass whipped by? Or would you like the relationship that you have and never get bit again? Or do you like the relationship that you have with mosquitoes right now?
What the hell? Every time I listen to it, I'm more incredulous.
Yeah, it's like either you fight it or you don't get bit ever again, or
What
you just keep the same
relationship
relationship
do
that
you have with a mosquito?
All right.
How does that even make sense?
The plot thickens. Now the tiny mosquito has the Zika virus, which
Oh,
could
God.
mess with you, or that the giant mosquito is a regular mosquito with a stinger, but no Zika virus.
Yeah, the kind that you have a relationship currently with. So ridiculous.
That's great. That's great. I can't wait.
I will say, in defense of Big Jeff, I've done that a few times on the podcast where I'm talking and eventually I end my sentence and I'm like, oh God, that didn't make sense at all. But I'm like, you just smile and pretend like you meant it, and that's what he was doing there.
That's great. That's great. I want to do is talk about this. Let's get Big Jeff on the podcast to talk about the mosquito. What would Jeff pick?
I don't know.
I don't know. Good stuff. All right. So, of course, tomorrow night we'll be back again live with the guys preview. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And you can follow my lovely co-host tonight. Of course, Brent is on Twitter. He is at OneLuckyGay. And Melissa is on Twitter. She is at It's Melissa with 3 A's at the end.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Still incredulous. Okay. All right. Thanks so much to Scott St. Pierre behind the scenes, pulling all of your questions. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the podcast. So make sure you subscribe. Rob has a website.com/iTunes. And also check out, if you missed it, the reactions, our first impressions of the entire cast in the podcast feed from earlier today. Looking forward to getting back together with Alex and Taryn for the guys preview Tuesday night. Subscribe to the podcast channel or the video channel on YouTube at robhasawebsite.com/YouTube. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.